blah, 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 and then blah, 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 blah. For blah's sakes.
So what are you going to talk about today?
Well, a lot of people have a question about what I'm going to talk about today. And oddly enough, it'll be about cannabis here on From Under the Influence. Welcome to the show. I'm Marijuana Man, and we're live here high atop Cannabis Culture Headquarters, downtown Vancouver. Welcome to the day. I'm if you just woke up. And we're live. I'm here every Wednesday to share my thoughts on cannabis. And what? Maybe I won't. I'm not compelled necessarily to, or no contractual obligations to do so. But there's never a dull moment in cannabis world. I have a lovely jar of weed today. Mostly mango haze and, I don't know, something called orange breath. But delicious and nutritious. And a little jar of cannabis terpenes. This is magic shit, these terpenes. It's steam distilled. They put weed in a steam distiller, and this stuff drips out the other end. And holy cow. I like to add it to joints, and you can dip dabs in it. Find it very invigorating. More like a real sativa hit, if you will, on just about anything. So, I'm doing all right for weed. Hope you are too, out there in the world. So, lots going on with cannabis here in Canada, as always. They just continue to mire us in fucking nonsense. But we will continue to rise above the bullshit, and we'll do that coming up here. We got Cannabis Day on July 1st. And we have a pretty good little gathering over at Thornton Park at near the Main Street Sky train station. Across the street from there, it's a perfect little venue for that day. A nicely laid out event. There'll be a bunch of vendors, and we'll have a stage and music, and I will be hosting again this year, so we'll see what else shows up. And as always, we've been throwing drugs off the stage. Yeah, well, there'll be the usual joint toss at 4 o'clock, so that's always good. We got some sponsors who help us out with the event, and let me shout them out for everybody. The Medicinal Cannabis Dispensary, Weeds, Glass, and Gifts, Mama's Market, Dirty Dave, Cannabis Culture, and the Stock Market Indigenous Dispensary. So we appreciate them kicking down to help us with all of our needs for that day, and you should all come down if you're in the city. It's a great afternoon of fun, frolic, and weed. I know it's not an F word, but there wasn't one. Yeah, we've been doing it a long time, like 420 year after year, although this Cannabis Day has always been a little bit more of a, I don't know, a bit more of a celebration now. It's always quite a bit smaller turnout on that day because everybody is engaged in Canada Day things with their families and such. So it's more of an intimate affair, and we get down to the hardcore stuff and lots of joints to be smoked. So, and vendors will be there selling weed, edibles, hash, all the extracts, I'm sure. And they leave us alone. They don't have enough cops to deal with all the events that are going on in the city that day, so they don't even bother with us. But they're still squawking about 420 here in the city. They want their money. They're squawking about the money, and they haven't even sent us an invoice. They haven't even got the bill yet, and they want to be paid. No, they're such idiots. And they're down there right now at City Hall about to discuss whether or not they should expand the dispensary zone into the downtown east side. Like really? Unfucking believable. The rules around cannabis these days are being made around the prohibition bullshit that we've had to put up with the whole time. Right? They haven't changed that. Right? It still is being treated like this reefer madness fucking nonsense. Like crazy stuff. Why would they even debate whether or not it should be opening in the downtown east side? For fuck's sakes, you ever been down there? Any one of you city councilors and mayor, you ever go down there? I'll bet fucking not. In some sort of black SUV you drive through and look at it once. Never want to go back and see it again. Like, it's unfucking believable. It would, I don't know. It just stuns me, the lack of insight that these people have. And here they are now they're going to debate the dangers of opening a cannabis dispensary in the downtown east side. Holy fuck. Crack is being sold openly. Every drug imaginable is being sold openly on the fucking streets every day. Every single day. All over the downtown east side. You can just stand there and watch it. And then these drugs are being consumed right in front of you. So, I don't know. Like, oh my fucking God. The constant desire of these government officials to want to make cannabis seem so very, very dangerous, right? For no reason whatsoever, really. Like, there is no reason. But they're allowed somehow to come at it from this point of view, because when it was illegal, cannabis was treated like a fucking heroin and a drug. It was drugs, right? Cannabis became the poster child for all drugs. All they did, I was watching Oprah one time, and just that one time. And the program was all about crack addiction. The entire program dedicated to that. But every time they went to a commercial, they put up a fact about crack addiction over a marijuana leaf on the screen every time. You go, okay, well, that's fucked. And that's the problem. They still are being allowed to associate it in that realm. Right, it's a drug. It's a drug. And drug can mean two things. One can be a good drug, one can be a bad drug. Right? However they want to use it. When it comes to cannabis. Oh, it's a good thing. People need it. Oh, it's a drug. Put them in jail. Right? So it's ludicrous how they're coming at this, and that somehow they're fucking allowed to do it. It's absolutely ludicrous with how Canada has come up with for the launch of edibles here in Canada, oh my fucking God. They're treating us like babies. To protect the youth, they're treating adults like babies. How does that work? Babies can't even protect themselves. Come on. How are they being treated? If the adults... No, it's just fucking ludicrous what they've come up with. 10 milligrams per package. Something like that? 10 milligrams per package. Are you fucking crazy? It's infuriating because they have an absolutely no desire to look at cannabis in our world at all. Or they would have seen that everybody is eating a whole lot more milligrams than that. Cancer patients, for fuck's sakes, are up to 1,000 milligrams. 10 milligrams per package, you pinheads. And talk about gummies that have to be clear. They can't be colored. Can't be a colored gummy. Because that, kids will eat colors. Kids eat fucking laundry detergent, for God's sakes. Kids are stupid. Right? It doesn't matter if there's a color or not. Kids are stupid. That's the issue. And don't leave them out, then. Don't leave them out. Many, many children have died and have been injured horribly by those stupid laundry pods. Yet, the solution has been to put a warning on the ad that says, keep out of the reach of children. So small, it's on the screen for such a short time. That's been the solution. Oh, you gotta put a warning on for a fucking 1/10 of a second that no one can read. Quick. Yeah, that'll save the children.
Kids love fine print in commercials.
So the legal cannabis industry is just fucking peeing their pants over getting involved in edibles. I don't know. I saw some quote that it'll be worth $2.7 billion in the first year. You go, really? Like, how did you figure out 2.7? How the fuck did you figure that out? At all? Like, how did you figure that out? No one chose to ask them how they came up with that number. Right? This is how it works in business. Stocks will be traded based on that number. And no one is actually questioning where it came from. How do you know? They really overestimated how much cannabis was going to be sold in the first year by fucking billions. Overestimated it by billions. Didn't account for the idea that the legal producers would have no weed for them. Tweed's laying off their own retail people. Tweed. You'd think Tweed would have weed. They're allowed to get it from the Hells Angels in Kelowna.
There's nothing else they could have done with it. They're always expanding.
They got caught shipping 1,500 pounds out of Kelowna. Who the hell's got 1,500 pounds in Kelowna? Nobody, right? Would they go shop around to a whole bunch of different growers? Doubt it. Nah, they're crooked. And then the RCMP covered up the investigation because they didn't want Tweed stocks to be affected by it. That's how these people are rolling out here in the new legalization. It's ludicrous what they're up to. And so they're drooling at fucking hammering booze and cannabis together. They can't wait to mix it with wine and beer and every other fucking type of alcohol. You just watch. It's a wide open market. So they're going to be infusing booze as hard as they can. So the regulations that Health Canada has come up with for them to be able to sell it, they've got to package it so it looks like a fucking bottle of bleach. with a childproof lid and nothing but warnings. Right? Now, think about it for a second here. The dangerous stuff is the wine or the beer that they're going to mix with the cannabis. The dangerous stuff is the beer and the wine. Yet, you can go out and buy a beer and wine that's not packaged like that and has no childproof lid. And no warnings. It's not packaged like that at all. So they're just inferring that to mix it with the cannabis it's now dangerous. Right? More dangerous than the beer and wine itself. Are they fucking kidding me? I hate that about this stuff, that they're able to do that without ever having looked at the plant. Right? They're not nobody's asking them to show me, because the media is fucking useless. Oh my God, it's just become so useless. And just a parroting for whatever anybody is saying without questioning anything, never looking around the corner to see what the truth might be. That's fucked. Well, the Canadian government here 2 days ago all voted in the House to fucking, I don't know, protect the environment. And then 2 days later voted to keep the pipeline going. Let's continue to build the pipeline. And I don't know. I guess they figured it was good timing to do it like that for some reason. Eh? Get it all over with at once, and nobody will talk about their fake plan about saving the environment, because they'll get all the flack about building the pipeline again. And that's all going to go to court again. And the courts will find that they shouldn't build it and can't build it because it's not fucking environmentally blah, 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 for the same reasons that they couldn't build it before. So now that'll take some years to go through to find out that no, in fact, they didn't do it right again. This is all at taxpayers' expense. It's not that the government is spending this money. It's your fucking money. It's all of our money. That they, for some reason, were just so laissez-faire about allowing them to just fucking spend as much as of it they want. For whatever they want, not what we want. Not what's good for us, the people that live out here. No. Oil. Fucking bullshit. They're just going to wreck this coast, is what's going to happen. Every day, sitting off the beaches here in Vancouver are a dozen fucking tanker boats, or whatever the fuck they are. Right? Every day, there's that many out there. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Why don't they go fill up their shit and get out of here? How could there be 11 or 12 every day? Are they the same boats? I'm going to start paying attention. I think they're just fucking renting out our beaches to park these fucking things there. Because how long does it take to load one up with Hyundais or whatever they came here to get or drop off? They're all empty. None of them have cargo on them. So they've already dropped off their cargo, or what? They're waiting for cargo? Who the fuck's running the port here? You and me, in an afternoon, could put together a schedule here. Okay? Right? How long does it take to fill up a ship? Well, it takes 2 hours. You're okay. Well, how long does it take to get in here and get out? 2.5 hours. Bang. Done. You do half of them a day. Easy. And then you would schedule the arrival of the next one based on your ability to fill it up. Say, no, you guys go fuck off, go anywhere else, I don't really care, and go anchor somewhere else until we're ready for you. Oh, who said we should be at our beaches here in downtown Vancouver?
Probably just doing it at the beach.
Holy
Just hanging out. They're
fuck.
waiting for their turn. Some laughs around the beach.
Now they're dumping oil and sewage into our fucking water is what they're doing, sitting out there. Arrgh. And we have to look at it. Like, what the fuck? I don't know why people aren't outraged by this. I'm stunned. Thousands upon thousands of people go down there on a nice sunny day and look at these fucking boats and go, I like this. Oh, didn't we have a great day at the beach? Looking at those boats. You can't see the mountains from the beach because of the boats. Maybe it's just me. But it's not helping. And it's going to triple, they said. There's going to be 36 of them out there every day. Holy cow. They're just going to destroy the water here, even more so than it is. They don't care because it's already wrecked, right? It's just fucking totally polluted. Parks Board doesn't do nothing about it. Their jurisdiction must end at the water line. Oh, no, it's not our fault. Might not be your fault, but you're allowing it to continue, and every one of these people that is doing it and allowing it to continue should be kicked out of fucking office. Whatever job they have, just fucking thrown out, and we'll get new people in there that'll know that that's the consequence for not doing a fucking good job here. Or lying, or fucking all the thieving that's going on. It is just such a big, huge money trough, the whole fucking thing. Speaking of money trough, I saw a story about Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart was in the news again. Do we have that little story? Hello, Rose. Hey, you want to come join me? This is my friend Peg from Jamaica. How's it going?
It's going.
Well, you can sit here.
Oh, nobody's there?
No one's there. Oh, that must be your bag.
Yeah.
There you
Hi.
go. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. I'm a little late. 4:20ish.
Never late.
Right?
But I was
Right
just...
on time, apparently.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure you're just about always right on time
You
for a
know-
joint around here.
Timing's everything. Oh, thanks, Anil.
So what Alyssa
Such good care of us.
wanted us to mention, there's an upcoming event at High Score. The Afterburn, it's called. When is that?
Well, it was on the 22nd.
Oh, there's a thing. There's a poster for it. It is an after party for something.
There's the,
VRGE.
that's right.
What the hell's that?
Retro Video Game Expo.
Retro Video Game Expo.
Oh, really? There's an expo? Oh, wow. How fun for the kids. Eh?
Yes.
You got to have some good thumbs. I never played video games, actually, ever.
Really?
No, I have not. Well,
I
the
guess that was
teeniest,
like,
teeniest bit.
You know, yeah. That was my generation. And stuff
Yeah.
Like that. You know,
Well-
we played Galaga, we played Pac-Man, we played Space Invaders, we played... And for the first video game was Pong, wasn't it?
Pong, it was so hard, too.
That
That's
little-
what you'd hear
that
people
little
do.
knob.
A little knob and the fucking paddle, that was it.
You
and
know,
a ball.
I received a hand-me-down console where the button had been like punched so hard and so often it just sort of worked when it felt like it.
And That
So
might
I
be
could
more
never win,
challenging.
and Pong soon was
Potential Pong.
Pong.
No, I played pinball when I was a kid. And as you grew up, pinball went away. You didn't really go to the arcade as an adult necessarily, and that's video games came out after I stopped going to arcades. It's pretty much how I remember it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the story. Because of fucking prohibition, and because of other prohibitions and laws around alcohol, you know, there's a whole sector of us that were kind of left in the dark. Young people sort of looking after themselves back in the day, and so we flocked to the arcades.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, sold to other people, similar circumstance and ages. And that's how it was, because no one could access cannabis. And it was harder to access cannabis than alcohol.
Yes.
Or anything
It
else. for that
still is.
matter. Here we are. A long time from since then. And yeah, it's pretty much the same. Just the
Here's some
rules.
access to cannabis.
Access. Love it.
So yeah, I was just about to talk about Martha Stewart, and I don't know. It's just the way you look at stuff. There was a story came out. There was this thing going on in St. John, New Brunswick.
Raises some interesting questions. This
New Brunswick's a weird place. There's something fucking evil about it.
People move away from there, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what goes on there. A lot of army stuff, and it's weird. But Martha, she was there, and she offered business advice to cannabis industry leaders at this thing called the World Cannabis Congress, which was put on by an outfit called, what's their name? Civilized. I went to the Civilized page, but I can't really tell what they are.
Civilized.
But turns out the fucking government has given Civilized $275,000 to put on this World Cannabis Congress.
It's crazy.
Rose is convinced that Congress is also another term for a group of apes.
Yeah, I remember hearing that somewhere. Group of gorillas or apes.
Oddly enough, though, when we searched it and it said that was not true, there was an awful lot of information about it. So a lot of other people had thought that too. So we think that they've changed that, probably.
Here's a thought. The
Theory.
U.S. Congress. You know,
Yeah.
Webster's Dictionary.
Yeah.
I find that term offensive.
We're not just apes. We're all kinds of primates in the Congress. But it's the World Cannabis Congress. So they brought out Martha. Now, this event also, I don't know, had Canopy Growth's name on it.
Well, Bruce Lipton was on stage with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she now Canopy Growth is not allowed to promote its products using a celebrity, right? But they do, and they did in this article that I read completely. They were allowed to associate Canopy Growth with Martha Stewart and then have her and Bruce Linton on stage together talking about the products they are going to make. You go, well, doesn't that constitute promoting your products using a celebrity?
Which is kind of nasty. Or does she own some of this?
No, even if she does own it, she's still a celebrity and not able to promote cannabis in any way.
Oh, that Martha, she's pretty slippery, eh?
Oh, yeah, like a eel. Come on, once a crook, always a crook.
Money's
But
just too good, right?
oh yeah, it's just all about fucking dollar signs in their eyes. And so Martha was there to give business advice to the 650 cannabis industry leaders.
And who put her up?
Oh,
Eh?
there's so many.
Yeah, who
So
put her up?
yeah, well,
Check this
Canopy Growth did for sure. Well, I don't know for sure, but I suspect. But at any rate, here she is giving advice to and 650 leaders of the industry. 650. Holy fuck. I bet you couldn't name one. Nobody can name any. But anyway, there's Martha. You know the advice that she gave them? Her recipe, pardon the pun, her recipe to success is to have a high quality product at a reasonable price and distribute it as far and wide as you can. That was her business advice, and nothing more, no more advice in the whole article about anything other than that. And you go, well, duh, you fucking 650 pinheads that were there to listen to that. Yeah, did you hear what she said?
My goodness.
Oh, man. That was what? Plus, here, when I thought about it, I go, well, here she is, associated with a company. The only cannabis company that she's associated with is Canopy Growth. They do not have a high-quality product at a reasonable price.
That you can buy in every.
They don't have that. That's not their intent whatsoever. They have a substandard product at a really fucking fictional high price. Huh. Is that right, Martha? Is that your advice? Martha also said, I got 35,000 recipes that can be infused.
Right?
Out of the fucking blue, she says this kind of stuff.
Martha's peanut butter.
Anything can be infused. It's not a secret, Martha.
It's not rocket science, either.
Right?
I mean,
No, you infuse the butter or the oil, idiots, and then you cook from there. That's it, that's all. You don't put chunks of hash inside the sausage, you don't. Right? That's it. So you can have Food Network, I wonder how many recipes they got. Any fucking one of them can be infused too.
Well, I think like her and Snoop are cooking something up again. So
Well,
it's just my opinion.
this, of course, Snoop Dogg's got an agreement with Canopy Growth too. See, the way they do it is they get celebrities. The announcement that they have the celebrity is the celebrity endorsing their product. Straight up. Just the announcement of Snoop Dogg being involved with their company is Snoop Dogg promoting their company, which they're not allowed to do. But, so anyway, in this article, they were able to very quickly and easily weasel Snoop into the mix, right? Further promoting the association with Snoop and Canopy Growth. Straight up in the article.
More celebrities.
So the fucking thing was that Snoop was the conduit to Martha coming on board. And because he'd been on her show in 2015 and had hinted to Martha that marijuana could be put in these brownies. That was her fucking connection to cannabis. That's her whole connection to cannabis. Is that Snoop said 4 years ago only that marijuana could be put in the brownies. So naturally you'd want to scoop her right up there, Canopy Growth, to not promote your product at an event that you're paying for with your name right above hers on the fucking wall behind her. She's not promoting your product. She's not standing with Bruce Linton talking about what we are working on together. And here's what they're working on. CBD products for dogs. That's what they taught. That's what they said. They didn't say anything about edibles for humans whatsoever. I got 35,000 recipes.
for dogs.
She's a fucking hack, that woman. Idiots. So, I guess it's okay for Martha Stewart to work for an organization that actively promotes the idea that if I use any product that she didn't make, I should go to jail, or that anyone should go to jail. You want a gummy, you got to get it from Martha.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's for, like, who would get why? Like, you fucking ugly pricks to get involved in this stuff and to go at it so evil empire-like. I don't know. I wouldn't. For dogs, and then Martha chirped up when Bruce said that we're going to help dogs with anxiety. How the fuck do you know if your dog's got anxiety? Idiots. Fuck it. What's a dog who has anxiety look like? Is he jumping around? Is he barking? Is he spinning in circles?
No, he's usually attached to an asshole of a human.
Doesn't he live with the person? How does a dog get anxiety?
Oh, I'm so anxious. Of course they're anxious. They're fucking
Sure.
captive wild beasts in your apartment, and they're excited when you get home. Not anxious. We're going to help dogs with anxiety. Like, no one's ever heard of that.
I think pets are like people, and they have a very normal, natural response to a fucked up world. You know?
Yeah.
And that's anxiety. That's what the human body does.
Oh, my dog's so depressed. I think he's remembering the years that he had anxiety.
He's triggered, Mom. Every time I play that song.
Yeah, get the dog to breathe in a paper bag.
It just goes off. Like. Oh my.
So then Martha chimed in, oh no, I've got cats. I think it'd be good for my cats too. Like, people haven't been doing this for hundreds of years,
You ever
giving
tried to
shit
get
to
a cat
their
to breathe
dog.
in a paper bag?
Yeah. No, it's it's good for animals. It doesn't hurt anything.
No.
Really. It'll hurt like a tiny bug. But that's okay.
I let my friend have a bunch of oil, and she cured her cat of cancer. The cat had a big tumor. It was a 9-year-old cat, not even that old.
Huh.
And she was just consistent with it.
It
Poor kitty found
absolutely
its,
could do that. I
ninth life
believe it.
and
No, it has a lot of miracle type elements to it, cannabis, which is really what's caused it to be working against us a little bit here.
no money in being healthy is the
No, we shouldn't have told anyone that we liked it.
worst thing they did.
That would, yeah, we like it.
Medical.
And then it's good for you.
Medical.
And then it helps me with an ailment. Oh, not having it then. You're not getting it now. Could have had it. No, Prohibition fucked that all up.
Yep.
It fucked up everything.
Yeah.
Ruined cannabis is what it's done. There, I've said it.
There. Oh look, Butts and Tippy got a shout out on the chat.
Really?
If you people out there wondering why my eyes are going like back and forth and I'm laughing a little bit here and there, it's because I'm reading that while I'm listening to Greg. So hi everybody out
Buds
there.
and Tippy like their tokes.
They do. They're fussy.
They don't.
They like sublimation. They like vaporizer. They don't care for joints too much.
And they lived here for a very long time
They're
with
retired.
so much smoke.
They're retired.
They were not so anxious.
They weren't anxious at all.
Tippy was born anxious though.
Tippy's on guard, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
Yeah.
wasn't nice to him once.
Someone, somewhere. He hasn't forgotten. Buds is like just a big orange.
No, they both live with me now, so
Retired.
yeah, they're not retired. They're just tired. So I had to start smoking a whole lot more weed to keep up with how much they were able to consume here at the lounge So I smoke 200 joints a day. Well, it's just for the cats. I don't get stoned. It's not recreational. It's just perfect. Perfect number.
Preventative.
Yeah. So, what else about Martha? There's a little sidebar story when I was reading that article that took me to a story about Martha Stewart signing an agreement with some fish company in New Brunswick.
Oh.
How coincidental.
Is that
She's
for
in town for this fucking
fertilizing?
thing.
Plants and such and things and fish byproduct.
The fuck? I got 25,000 fish recipes. Like, how the fuck do you keep selling yourself? To what end here? Martha Stewart's fucking fresh caught cod. Idiots. The world are full of fucking idiots. How do you even sell this idea to anyone? Like, really? Just because of her name,
Yeah.
right?
She's,
So I'd never buy any fish from that company because I don't trust her. Who she's involved with. She shows no discretion with Canopy growth. They actively support the idea that I should go to jail if I don't eat her fucking gummies. And I know what that sounds like. But gummies have to be clear so the kids won't eat them. That's the rule for gummies. You'll go to jail for 5 years or pay $1 million fine is what they announced if the gummy is not clear. Color will send you to jail.
like any substance they've colonized, right? Make the rules to suit themselves.
Holy
Put money in their
God.
pocket, and that's
It
it.
can be
So
clear.
Tobacco is no longer tobacco, as it was found here.
No.
Alcohol, you know, so- and they cite safety, right? Your safety.
Public safety. Clear
So
gummy,
they-
though.
You know, they use uncertainty, misinformation, terror to create their laws, and when you're a citizen of the country, you're under them. That's pretty much how it goes, and it doesn't feel like anybody really had a choice or a say that really actually knows anything about weed. And more, I find every process, you know, in Canada to be more and more unconstitutional and arbitrary.
Like arbitrary. Oh my God.
So shit rolls downhill, right? And so all the stuff that's been going on with all the other announcements this week, you know, it's like.
So
Wow.
clear does not appeal to kids. Is that what they're saying here? If
Yeah.
you don't want kids involved, you have to make it clear. There can't not be any color in it.
You know,
Right? They wouldn't. Have you ever seen such a thing? Like a lot? Clear gummies? No. How fascinating for a child to have never seen that before. They know what a gummy is, and this one's clear.
listen, I don't like when they put it all on the labeling and people making the products, like to keep out of the hands of your children. What happened to parents keeping things out of the hands of their children?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Well, it's just a ruse. It's a ruse to make cannabis appear to be dangerous to support their program, because their whole program is based on the idea that there is some public health and safety danger here to it, and we need all these regulations, which coincidentally enough generate a lot of fucking money, these rules. So much money that everybody's going, hey, come on, let's get more rules. Hey, look how much those are worth. Oh my God. How about clear gummies? Let's do that. And they go, yeah, let's go for a beer. Let's go get drunk after making that decision that they should be clear. Whose fucking idea was that? And where did you come up with it? Right? So there's nothing that children like that's clear? Come on. Idiots. But they're able to do this. They're able to get away with doing stuff like this that is maniacally fucking insane on a dedicated program to stigmatize cannabis beyond fucking belief. And that's what we get? Fuck you. Like, really? Fuck you. There, I've said it.
How you feel?
Don't get me started. I boycott Canopy growth, boycott Martha Stewart, boycott Snoop fucking Dogg, boycott Seth Rogen, and tell them to go fuck themselves and do a little research about who they're involved with. Fuck you. Like, really? Celebrity? You got 30,000 recipes. That's all she's got. No, it's just ludicrous nonsense. But it's certainly helped my business knowledge, though, that the recipe for success is to have a good product at a reasonable price. With wide distribution. And that's why she started with Kmart. I don't know.
I don't think they exist anymore.
They're gone under the stock scandal she was involved in.
I'm kind of holding my breath, hoping their own stupidity will just like cause them to lose so much money that they're like, fuck this.
I don't know. Don't know what's going to happen. I really can't predict it. It just gets crazier and crazier the further we go here. All right.
And some people just keep doing what they've always done.
Cannabis, yeah, edibles are going to be worth $2.7 billion. Where are they going to get the weed for this? They don't have enough weed now to supply the marketplace for weed. Like, Tweed's laying off its own fucking employees. The biggest company in the world hasn't got enough weed for its own fucking stores, let alone anybody else who was kind of counting on it. And now across the land, provincial governments are saying how much money they've lost because they didn't have any weed to sell at the taxpayers' expense. Huh. Why are you still doing business with Canopy Growth if they can't supply you any fucking weed? Why don't you cancel your contract? But they don't. They limp along behind them. Canopy Growth's out there buying weed in the fucking black market. Why doesn't the liquor board do that? Say, okay, all the black market people can come to us. You go get it fucking tested and sell it. Shut up. What else do you need? What else do you need? Go test it. Why does it have to be irradiated? Right? Test it first and see if it's okay. If it needs to be irradiated, yeah, don't buy it. How about that? Right? You can tell if you should buy it by looking at it and smelling it, maybe closely inspecting a bud. That's it, that's all. I don't know. Because the dangers of the black market and, what they could do to the marijuana. No one's ever been hurt. So, what? Like, if no one's ever been hurt, no matter what they've done, apparently, if there's some danger to the marijuana in the black market, how come no one's ever gotten hurt? But that's never an issue here. The issue isn't whether or not it's dangerous, because It is dangerous. Idiots. So they just blather about cannabis like they'd never fucking heard of it before, that they invented whatever they're trying to sell. Everybody's got something to sell now. How can I cash in is what everybody's said to themselves. How can I cash in on this? All right, so they're all desperate to rake in as much money as they possibly can. Fucking Martha Stewart. I don't know. If I paid a ticket to go to that thing and she told me what that business advice was. Oh my God. And so I went, to the page of the people who presented this. Civilized is what they're called. Who came up with that brand? Hey? Brandon? Did Brandon come up with that brand? Or
What?
Brandy, maybe? Brandon and Brandy got together and came up with that brand of
Perhaps it's a spin
civilized.
being civil
I don't
within
know.
the law.
Civilized, all you could do at their homepage was watch a video about the World Cannabis Congress, which we're still convinced means a group of apes. So, when you go look at that, think of that while you watch it. But they show them all drinking booze.
Yeah. That's okay.
They showed a picture of a fucking margarita glass being filled up by itself in an ad about the Congress coming up. And then people on the deck swilling beer in his mouth. You're not allowed to fucking even show that kind of stuff.
I thought
You're
that
not
was,
allowed to show people drinking.
Yeah, that was done quite some time ago.
You can have them holding it, but you can't show them drinking it. But they did. And that's the 650 cannabis industry leaders doing there. Not a joint in sight, not a picture of cannabis, nothing.
So it's become where some people can break the law and others can't.
Yeah, they really legalized something weird here, not cannabis. The ability to fucking do whatever they want behind what's legal. They can do all sorts of shit. If you and I got caught with 1,500 pounds, come on, really? You think the RCMP would cover it up? Huh?
No, I didn't see anything. It was translucent.
How come Health Canada doesn't see that Canopy Growth is using celebrities to promote its products? You don't get that? Huh.
Maybe no one's reporting them.
Well, they're reporting the celebrity promoting the product, but
Well, maybe people should report it if it bothers
There.
them enough.
well, it doesn't bother
If they
me.
think it'll do anything.
But they're not allowed to do it, and they're just going to break every rule that they can find and every avenue of escape that they can get, because
Well,
now they're
no
fucking worth.
consequence because the amount of taxes that will generate for the government.
So, if I had 1,500 pounds, I don't think the RCMP is going to cover it up for my financial benefit. I think if we tell anyone that it's Greg, he probably is. It's going to ruin him financially. But yet, for the Tweed organization, they would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it wasn't the other company. There was 2 fucking LPs got caught doing that.
Yeah, Bonify is one.
No, Metrum or something. Who, coincidentally enough, was run by a ex-RCMP. Nobody's talking about it still. There's no fucking. There's not going to be any investigation or anything done about it.
There were no
That's
consequences.
it. That's all. Yeah.
No one was held accountable.
No.
No questions. No investigation.
Nope.
All neatly put away and covered up.
Total cover up. Because they didn't want Tweed stocks to be.
Affected.
Wow. Is that not worthy of some big news? Isn't that big news that's going on here right in front of you that you know about? What are you reporting on otherwise?
Well, I'm sure the average taxpayer will let it slide because they feel like, the pressure's off them. They're a little more off the hook because there are no weeds around. It's going to pay for more things.
But there's no weed and everybody's losing money.
So there you go.
Millions have been lost across the land because there's no weed.
So pretty soon this whole thing's just going to blow up. On some
It's
people.
got to collapse somehow.
Yeah, it has
Oh
to
my
end
God.
somewhere.
You'd
Keep
hope.
going.
Well, I like that attitude.
Well, if I, let's say I had anything, and I said I'm going to turn up with this product, and it's going to be this much, and consistently seem, gee, I don't have that.
Oh, God.
Sorry. Right? I probably,
People stop taking your calls.
at the
Right?
very least, and so like I said, it seems like some people can bend and break all sorts of rules, mores, all kind of agree to operate under. So what does it do to the general whatever of it all, right?
Oh no, real business is ruining cannabis. That's the problem. The cannabis industry is wrecking cannabis. And they go, oh no, it's not us, it's the rules. Fuck you, you're not fighting it at all. You don't say boo about whatever comes down the pike. You'll be cranking out Martha Stewart clear gummies as fast as you can. More kids are injured every year with Flintstones vitamins.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they're shaped like fucking cartoon characters, idiots. And your mom comes out every morning and goes, here, you can have one Flintstone vitamin out of this bottle of 1,000. And later on, when you see that bottle, you go, wow, there's more gummies in there.
Mm-hmm.
Mom only gave me one gummy. Give me a fucking break. And then they eat them and some of them die. Haven't changed that a bit. They don't give a fuck about kids. They only use them as a tool to get what they want.
Yeah, we had this conversation. It should be illegal to use children. Anyone under, the age of 18 to. Parents need to stop pimping out their kids, right? Stuff like this. No, seriously.
Yeah, I don't need kids telling me nothing. They don't know anything.
Right?
Right? So if an adult's going to write the lines that they're going to parrot on TV or the radio or whatever the fuck it is, you might as well have an adult do it. Why have a child? Like,
Right? Just have images and narrative.
because they're saying stuff I know that they don't know.
I don't know. What other industry do they get to do that? I thought they made child labor laws. And shit
No.
like that, right?
Yeah, they still parade them out, every baby they can find, to sell sneakers or something.
Politicians started that shit, didn't they? They always started some shit,
Why don't you just leave the children out of it? Let them be children.
right?
That'd be a good thing. Hey, what the fuck with all this other nonsense? Look what you've created
Mm-hmm.
in the world
Yeah.
vis-a-vis children.
Well, yeah, or child.
They got
actors.
nothing. They don't get anything.
Not
They
much.
don't even get new movies, right? They're still remaking movies from the fucking 70s, for Christ's
Well, and
sakes.
they're remaking Lion King. They're remaking
Yeah.
this and that, right?
Remake
Well,
of fucking anything they get their hands on. Toy Story 78,
so,
right?
yeah.
Really old antique Toy Story. It'll be called. Ooh, there you go.
Mhm.
They'll steal that.
I guess the lounge is bumping.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. I got a cannabis meeting to go to. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Rose for dropping by.
Not much to say, just happy to be here.
Anil for flipping the switches and dialing the dialings.
Right?
My friend Peg's here from Jamaica. And J-Mac was in the house.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, we'll see you next week. And don't forget to tune in to all the exciting shows here on Pot TV, presented to you damn near every day.
Right?
So until then, I'm Marijuana Man. Peace. And pot.
Take care.
And I should do a dab because you haven't done a bong rip yet and I haven't done a dab
I just
yet.
did a bong rip. But
Oh,
yeah.
you just did a bong rip? Well,
Yeah.
you have to do another bong rip.
But I keep smelling mangoes, and it's the fucking bag of weed.
I don't squish, break.
Please.
Oh, avalanche.
When I watch people, they're like, "Oh yeah, it smells like." I'm like, "Dude, you didn't even squeeze it." I'm like, "How do you know what it smells like?" Fuck. Sorry. Or when you see people go and take photos of the trichomes and it's the outside, it's like, "Oh, all the broken trichomes. Why don't you break open the nugs so you can get photos of nice trichomes?"
100%. Yeah, I always check on the bud cam and do the outside and then bust one open and look on the inside. Bro.
Alright, so 80 milligrams is $15. 160 milligram, which is that one's 160 to 20 each. 25.
Oh.
Yes.
See?
There you go. Frosty.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling great.
Right?
Feeling groovy. Loving being here. Thank you for having me.
Remember when Vicky's eyes were bulging out? Remember those days? Those were the days of cartoons. Hey? Against authority, always. The ranger was a doofus and always fell on his face with his rules that Yogi didn't like. What about Woody Woodpecker? If he was here today, he'd just tell you to fuck off. Yeah, fuck off. I've been programmed to say that. I'm not the Manchurian candidate. You know, more Szechuan, I think. Is it too soon? Here's what she said. She pointed out that most medical marijuana users haven't used recreational pot and and require guidance when seeking medical marijuana. That's what she said. It's the same weed. Oh. Just a fancy way of saying, hey, I know a guy.
Right?
And until then, peace and pot.